video, you get to stare at my horrible desk. That is a lot of discoloration. Anyway, this video is actually going to do as my technically a comeback video. It's going to be about my top 3 oud fragrances, at least currently. So yeah, this isn't going to be any particular order, because they're all different. I got all the different kinds, like got the oud rose, the fresh oud, and of course the skanky oud, which is always awesome. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. My first top oud fragrance, this is going to be the skanky oud, and right now I don't have a full bottle of it yet, but that's going to come soon because I just love this stuff. And that is Dior's Leather Oud. As you can see, this is a 5 ml sample, and it's almost gone. I'm trying to hang on to the rest of that juice for dear life. It's a great fragrance. If you're new to oud, I wouldn't recommend getting that though as a first oud to try, because it's something different. It has a heavy civet note in there, so it's very animalic, and it has that leather also, and the oud, it just combines to make this really animalistic, kind of sweet, oudy fragrance that, unless you've been experienced with oud before, it's just going to knock you off your feet because you're not going to expect it. Now for me, when I first got this sample, it was a blind sample. I never tried it before in my life, and it was actually spurred on by Jer's video when he was doing Oudvember last year. I think it was Oudvember, or yeah, something like that. I just remember somewhere around November when he was doing the Oudvember videos from the Fragrance Bros. That is Jer. I mentioned, like, oh, you know, maybe I have to try this out just to see how it is. And, you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and I didn't know what to expect, but I was really surprised. I really liked it. It was a really good fragrance, and I definitely need to get a full bottle before the sample runs out, because I don't know if I can live without it. I live in the heat all the time because it's Florida here, so really bad heat, but I don't care. I still wear it, and man, does it really project out there. You can just feel it emanate from your body when it's hot outside like that. But yeah, it's really good stuff. So if you're new to oud, I wouldn't recommend checking that out first. Actually, my next one is probably the one that you'll definitely want to check out, and this is a really great fragrance. And technically this isn't a niche fragrance, even though it's priced as one, but I guess you can consider niche however way you like, whether it's by price or how mainstream the house is. But this one up next is actually going to be, this is the fresh oud now. It's going to be Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir, and we just lay it down for you. Now this fragrance, wow. I got a sample of it originally from 860 Cologne, and it was great. Like, I really wanted to try it out. I heard a lot of people complain about the longevity and projection, which I was kind of worried about, but rest assured, if you feel like that this isn't pushing out or it's dying off quickly, I believe this fragrance is really one of those that you become agnostic to quickly. Like, you can smell it on your skin if you try to smell it, but it's really transparent. Now, this fragrance features leather, of course, but this is a different kind of leather. This whole fragrance is transparent, but you know, you would think with oud and leather that it would just be a monster like leather oud from Dior, but it's not. So you got your oud, your leather, and your spices. I can't really pick out the spices. I know there's definitely saffron in it because another fragrance I smelled that I have samples of, Guerlain's Songe d'un Bois d'été. I actually did a first impression on that, and I can definitely tell you that they share similarities. I would say Guerlain's is a lot more dense though, and this is more of a fresher version of that. So I know there's saffron in it, definitely leather, you can smell that leather, and the oud is a fresh oud, it's not a really dirty type of oud. So this is definitely more of the mainstream variety, you can say. But I mean, it really just depicts like whatever, how you consider mainstream. I mean, I like it just because it's a different kind of oud. It's, if you want something that's a little bit lighter, but it's still going to push out there, don't let it, you know, fool you. It's going to push out there. I would definitely recommend checking out this one, Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. You can pick it up on Macy's for $150. That's where I got it from, but I got a little bit cheaper through a friend. But definitely check it out. If you're new to oud, especially, check this one out first. And last but not least, this is going to be the Oud Rose combo. Now, when I first bought this, I wasn't particularly sure that it was going to be an Oud Rose combo. I am pleasantly surprised though with this one. I was afraid I wasn't going to like it because I realized that on Fragrantica, Oud and Rose are like the top two notes listed, but although it is an Oud Rose fragrance, this is definitely different. This isn't your typical Oud Rose fragrance that you'd get from like Montal or really any brand that, you know, really throws out all the Oud Rose combos. And this is going to be actually from the house of Agoniste, and that is Doc Saphir. Now, this stuff is really interesting. You're going to get that blast of the Oud and Rose at the front, but it's backed up by so many notes. In fact, the box lists all the notes that's in it, but I'm going to tell you which ones I personally tend to pick out a lot more. You definitely get the violet leaf in there. I can smell the almost metallic kind of vibe that violet leaves can give, but there's also a nice dose of olibanum or frankincense, and this is like the natural kind of resinous frankincense, not like the churchy kind. It's just really backed up by so many notes. There's like 20 something notes in here. I can't say I can pick them all out, but it's a different take on Oud Rose combo because, you know, usually they just all smell the same to me because they're so, like, Oud and Rose together is just a powerhouse. It dominates every other note in a fragrance. But this one, you can definitely smell what's going on with it. It definitely is complex. It changes a lot, and this thing projects like a beast. I had someone across the room at my job smell this and ask what I was wearing because they really liked it, and that was probably an hour or two within my shift. So that's like 2 hours in, and it was pushing out like at least 10 feet away. So it's really crazy stuff. This is going to be something that you want to go easy on the trigger with. It's a little pricier than any of the other fragrances I showed. And this is the biggest size, the 50 ml. And it runs around $200 on Lucky Scent. But it was a blind buy for me because I saw the notes and I really liked it. But it's definitely not something I was expecting, but in a really good way, because I was afraid if it was just going to be an Oud Rose, I probably would have just sold it by now. But this is probably the best take on an Oud Rose I've smelled because it's unique. It's something different that you usually don't see. So if you're looking for like an Oud Rose, you're bored with Oud Rose, let's say, but you like that combo, I would definitely suggest checking this out. Even if you don't like Oud Rose combos, I would still suggest to check it out, just because, you know, I'm not big on Oud Rose combos either, but this one is really, really good. So definitely check it out. And this is from the house again of Agoniste, and that is Doc Saphir, and I mean, that bottle is beautiful too. And those are my top 3 current oud fragrances. They're all from, you know, the different genres of oud, and I'm gonna definitely pick up more eventually. But Yeah, those are really good stuff. So definitely check those fragrances out. And like I said, if you're new to oud, check out Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir first. Definitely. And that's been my video. I hope you like it. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are your top 3 oud fragrances currently? I'm always open to checking out new things and sampling and all that. And hope you like this video, subscribe, and please comment below. I want to know your thoughts. That's all I have for you today. Hope to get back to you guys soon. Bye.